Shalom. Kol halalina Yahweh Bahashem Yahavashai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and a hearty shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,001 third. Okay, wherever you're scattered to the four corners of the earth, the ones that are on this side, and shalom to you. May peace and blessings be upon your households. Now, I made a video on this before, right? All right, this could be a catalyst also with regards to the charagma. And the charagma is the CHIP, the rice grain electronic device, which will be inserted into your flesh. The term charagma in the Greek is an etching or insertion into the flesh. Okay, hence the reason when you see somebody getting CHIP'd, okay, they usually use somebody that does tattoos. So they basically inject it into your hand, all right, between your thumb and your index finger, all right, on the outer part of your hand, all right. And well, they can put it anywhere. They can put it in your brain. Muskie been doing that. They're gonna put it in your arm, but they're gonna put it in a location which is accessible, and it makes common sense at the time, especially when they want to scan it. The powers that be. Now, there's so many different types of news, kidnappings, people being deleted, trackers being put into children's clothes. I saw a video a while back of certain clothing brand in America which had these trackers put into teenage girls' bras. So these teenage girls were followed by these vans and trucks, and there were some horrific scenes online of a girl being kidnapped. Somebody was recording it. She was screaming her head off in like complete horror, like she met Pinhead. And this white van or white vehicle is trying to kidnap her, and a lot of children go missing. Okay, you got the likes of Jimmy Savile in the UK, perverts. These elites are all involved, all right, in the UK, Europe, England, America, everywhere. They're all interlinked. They all do the same activities, all right, even adrenochrome. You got fucking Bollywood actors drinking that shit, where your eyes go red. They're all doing it. Children get kidnapped all the time, and they go away missing in the thousands, all right? In the thousands. Okay? Now, every so often, news is, the spotlight is, basically, every so often, this news comes out and it's highlighted. And sometimes, a lot of it is brushed under the carpet, similar on the levels of where a Jake is lynched in this day and age, but that news is not brought into the forefront. Okay, it's just brushed under the carpet, like the kidnapping of children, Epstein Island, Nickelodeon. Epstein Island is shaped like Nickelodeon. All sorts of weird shit out there, and these elites need these children. Okay, it's a spirit. It's a spiritual thing. These elites are very religious people. They like to do their blood sacrifices. On the right-hand side, we'd make sacrifices to the Lord using bullocks and lambs and doves, right? That's a righteous sacrifice on the right-hand side. But Esau, the damn devil, on the left-hand side actually uses humans, in the most horrific fashion, doing the most horrific things to them, all right? And especially Israelite children. And now, we also know that Esau can use his technology to amplify numbers and make, also and to create news also with actors and crisis actors. Nevertheless, right? And Esau has AI technology as well. But nevertheless, these things go on. Child abduction, blood sacrifices, children going missing, adults going missing, and in the thousands. and they might use comedy or a comedic fashion to tell the truth, like when they use some kind of J-ish person, a 1948 from who are, the people that own all the diamond districts and everything, and own all the banks. Those people. There's a guy, I forgot the guy's name. He had a typical small hat name, and he was talking about how they kidnap the children, and they add their flesh with the meats and sausages of McDonald's, for example, and or other fast food restaurants, and they mix it in there, and you don't know what you're eating, basically. And they do that. All right. The Lord did say, "We are bread defiled," you know, in this captivity, paraphrasing a scripture. But nevertheless, um, the fear of parents losing their children being kidnapped, that fear factor. You as a parent, when you first let your child walk to school by themselves, right? They might be 8, maybe 9, maybe 10, right? And that's your little son, your little daughter. You know how small they are. That's your child, your seed, and you worry. That's understandable. We're fathers, we're mothers, right? We're fathers, right? Okay, mothers are mothers, we're fathers, right? As a father, you know how that feels, right? And from a female's perspective, because women are going to be pushing their husbands and boyfriends to go along with it, they're going to be so scared, even like the child is 10 minutes late from school or practice or soccer practice or basketball practice, whatever the situation may be. They start panicking. Where they are? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? You know? And with mobile phones, that definitely helps keeping in touch with your child. Okay? Because a child has a mobile phone in their hand by the time they're 12, 13 years old anyway. Okay? Now, the next level to this will be the charagma, which will be the CHIP. Okay? You've got trackers in iPhones. The iPhone will be, or the mobile phones will be taken away. They will be, what's the term? They'll be made redundant. All right? They'll be made redundant. Okay? The next level will be when they put the technology in your hand or your forehead. And there's many catalysts, many methods which will entice people. Okay, for some people, it's having their faculties back, their mind, having their body working again like it used to, if they ever had their their arms and legs moving, being an able-bodied male again and taking care of your loved ones, your wife, your girlfriend, being able to perform in the bedroom as a man. If you've got some kind of injury where you don't feel nothing from below your hips, and Elon Musk gives you a CHIP in your head or in your hand, and lo and behold, everything starts working again, even your rod, and you can please your woman again. A lot of men are going to jump to that as well. And then also the factor, people are already CHIPing their dogs and cats, because a lot of people are attached to their animals also. And then also the children, keeping track of them. People are, and women are going to even force their boyfriends or husbands and even themselves to take the CHIP, because they want to keep track of their husbands and boyfriends, where they are. Are they in between another woman's legs? You know how women are, right? And a lot of people are going to take, for that fact alone, just to keep track of one another, their loved ones, their children, their animals. All right, being, moving along with the world, going along to get along, having normalcy, that safety net. All right, more movies coming out about death and children going missing and things of that nature, and more news. This is going to be a catalyst for the charagma. All right, I'm going to play the news. All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, we know how Esau gets down. We know how Satan works. We know the powers that be, how they get down. We can understand. All right, when you come into the truth, right, as the Lord says, with much knowledge, with much wisdom comes much grief. All right, did I quote that correct? With much wisdom comes much grief. King James Version. So I think it's along those lines. Hopefully I quoted it correct. Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Indeed you do. But then again, This sorrow is a purifier also, okay, and it keeps you alert. And it's like wiping a looking glass. You know what's going on around you. You know, when we look at these so-called sellout Jakes, stars, rappers, actors, entertainers, we know what they've done. We know at some point all these male actors, stars, Mike Epps, whatever, George Lopez, whoever is famous out there, had to do some unsavory acts to acquire the wealth or money that they have. There is no fucking way they got through uh, the evil gate that they've gone through, and they got millions. Each sort of say, yeah, let him make money, let him be funny, let him just be hood comedy, let him, let Mike Epps just do hood comedy or whatever. Then just give him that money, let him be a millionaire, let him live lovely, There's no way, man. All right, the Oprahs, the Jay-Z's, we know what they have to do. We look at them and say, we know that, oh yeah, she's a dyke. Yeah, Jay-Z, he's a fag. We know that. We understand this world. All right, we understand this world, man. 1 second. Okay. Let's go here first, right? All right. Now, Wax Unfiltered. He brings us some really interesting news. All right. Okay. Let's just check this out. I thought it was from here, but it's America. But children go missing here as well. I've got some news on that. About 170,000 children go missing here in the UK every year. And the UK is a very small island, man. Very small island. And why the fuck is an ice cream van going around towns at night, man? I've never heard of that one before. An ice cream van at 3 a.m., 10 p.m., and nobody's noticing. The police aren't noticing. That's some bullshit, because the police are in on it as well, because the police actually, uh, the same way these ICE agents get paid a signing bonus or whatever, and even the army want to use a signing bonus to entice people to join the army when it comes to World War III. The same way, these people that are part of the whatever it is, be it the police or sheriff or whatever, they all get money to bring children through. Allegedly, if they find a child and nobody and the copper knows that, okay, yeah, nobody knows this child, the child's an orphan or whatever, or living in a foster home, or they can get away with kidnapping the child, they get money allegedly. Like, I think it's $20,000 or whatever, or £20,000 for one child, right? And that's a huge enticement for people, man. But the so-called white man people are evil anyway. To have that kind of mindset of kidnapping somebody's child and just selling them, that's one evil mindset. And only the white man is good at that. Look at that. Look, even people know. Look, elites are thirsty. They're focusing on the adrenochrome and the blood drinking. Parents need to get out and patrol the streets. How are 90 kids missing every week and it's not on the news? This is really scary shit. And if the authority doesn't make it public knowledge, it means they know what is going on, I say. Look at that. People know, man. People know. People know. Go back 30 years, they would think this is all a fucking conspiracy. Now people know, because we're in more knowledgeable times. Wisdom and knowledge shall increase, isn't it? And for the elect, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Paraphrasing a scripture. Anyway, let's play this.
Popping up at 3 a.m. and hundreds of...
1 second. By the way, copyright fair use.
Kids vanished, have been abducted by an ice cream van. Ice cream vans popping up at 3 a.m. and hundreds of kids missing. The past 2 days, these videos have been absolutely everywhere of people reporting hearing the creepy music and seeing an ice cream van at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. driving around Virginia and other states. With this, more people have started coming out with their accounts of when this has happened to them in the past year. Now, the scariest part is all of the missing people in Virginia recently. I mean, you can take a look. People are convinced something very strange.
Okay, you see the pictures, the quick little synopsis or snapshot pictures, right? Check this out. Who are the missing children? And these children don't look like babies. They look like damn near teenagers. Like, not, like 12, 13, whatever. Check this
Virginia and other states. With this, more people have started coming out with their accounts of when this has happened to them in the past year. Now, the scariest part is all of them.
All right. You saw many black and... I hate saying black. I hate saying that term. All right. But you're seeing basically Northern and Southern Kingdom Israelites. So-called black and brown children. All right. Okay, let's go back 5 seconds again.
With this, more people have started coming out with their accounts of when this has happened to them in the past year. Now, the scariest part is all of the missing people in Virginia recently. I mean, you can take a look. People are.
Did you see one Edomite amongst them? Even though Edomite children, so-called white children, go missing too, but they're mainly kidnapping you Israelites. All right, you're the problem as well. So they're trying to kill two birds with one stone. They need to do their rituals, and they want to, get rid of you Israelites, and they want to use you this as a catalyst to help further the agenda of the elites when it comes to the charagma, which is Revelation 13:16. All right, so there's many reasons why they're doing what they're doing. All right, let's keep going.
Convinced something very strange is going on here. All these videos popping up are extremely creepy and do not understand what's going on. And these ones emerging of people actually going to the ice cream van at midnight and genuinely getting ice cream. The police have said not to worry, it's under control and this has just got out of hand on social media. Now, this could be like a publicity stunt, and this guy is literally just flogging ice creams at midnight because it's quite a cool way to do it, I guess. And at the end of the day, it is the summer. But at the same time, something doesn't add up with all of these missing people as well. It's just a bit eerie. But people are losing their minds over this at the moment, capturing all kinds of different videos and photos. So please let me know your thoughts on all of this, and I will keep you updated on any development.
Excuse me, yeah. And also at night time, if you think about it, parents are usually in bed. They got work the next day. Children are on summer holiday. And they're going to say, Mom, Dad, I want an ice cream. And just to shut their child up, they're going to say, okay, here's son, here's $5 or $10 or whatever. They're going to give their children some money. And the mother or father don't feel like getting out of bed. And they feel that their child is old enough and big enough. The child might be, I don't know, 10 years old and hitting around about 5'4", 5'5" in height. A young lad or whatever. Think, okay, cool. You can go to this. You can go to the ice cream van. And lo and behold, he doesn't come back in or she doesn't come back in. Why? Because that child was the only child out there. Nobody else came, and the ice cream van asked him, "Come to the back. You want to choose something else," and then just grab the child. We don't know what they do. They could grab you straight away. They can make you touch some kind of item which will knock them out. Like the same way they use all these cloths, all these strings. These what string is it? What do you call them? Those zip ties. They use zip ties as well, which they might leave a zip tie on a car vehicle. How they kidnap women, and the woman tries to take the zip tie or the string off their car vehicle, the handle, when they're trying to open the door, and they touch it, and the chemical, whatever is on that zip tie or the string or whatever that's tied to the handle of the door, that chemical touches the skin of the woman, and the woman feels drowsy and shit. And I guess somebody comes from behind and says, "Oh, what's up? Are you okay or whatever? Are you not feeling well?" And then a car probably rolls up and they probably help the woman who's probably helpless and somewhat paralyzed to a certain degree, and they just scoop her up, put her in the car, and take her away. That's how they kidnap women too, man. You single women, you women that are very attractive, that live alone, you Israelite women, you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, that like to live alone. They're very attractive. You're that girl that lives in the apartment block for level 5. And they know that every male knows about you in the block, and the women know that there's a oh yeah, that their men are looking at you. You're that cute girl. You're one of those women that stand out. There's they're gonna come for women that are attractive or semi-attractive. You know what I mean? That's how it is. That's why in the ancient world, what do? We kept our children or our daughters at home until they were married, until they have somebody else to look after them. They're under the covering of their father and brothers, and then eventually her husband. Anyway, Salaki, if I go off, I digress into other areas. I guess it also my mind just keeps moving that way. Salaki for that. Anyway, let's keep going.
Why is an ice cream van driving around at night? So where has this conspiracy come from? So the common rumor stems from Virginia within the USA, and there's TikTokers claiming that children have gone missing within the last couple of weeks, and it has been linked to a mysterious ice cream van.
Yep, your children are being surveilled 24/7 right now as they are being taken with no one doing anything to stop it. And if you see these vans, it's too late. People were terrified after the missing kids report in Virginia showed not only almost 100 kids missing in just the last few days in just one town, but they're being helped by the police. Hunting videos show unlabeled white vans playing
Yeah, and for you Jakes out there, man, be careful with your children. All right. I know you can't be like everywhere with your children. I know as a father, sometimes even when they like, they get to even if they get to their teenage years, you still are very protective. I understand that. I understand that completely. But use wisdom, and if they're too young, and if you feel that they're too small or too frail, and if you have the time as a mother, as a father and a mother, walk your child to school, drive your child to school, if you can, you know. If they're big enough, and you just basically use wisdom, man. Go that extra mile, especially in this day and age, because there's some weird shit going on, you know, some weird shit going on, But the most important thing is prayer. All right, pray over your children, man. Those of you that know the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai and believe, but this is some scary shit, man. And as mentioned, this is going to be another one of those catalysts that will help that will help for the agenda of people CHIPing their children.
Ice cream truck music driving around town from 9 p.m. into the late hours of the night, into empty parking lots, empty parks, and even
9 p.m.'s got to be cut off time.
Parked outside of homes at night, all happening around the same time. The missing
Mind
children
you.
reports keep going up, with not only no Amber Alerts being sent out at all, but the police are refusing to stop this. Many police officers have even stopped responding to those who called and say no kids are missing at all, and the reports are all from once missing kids that have now returned. But parents are saying otherwise.
State police say many of those children are missing because they ran away from home, and usually they return home not long after being reported missing.
While this is just a theory, it's still very strange.
According to the
Okay. Now, this is from WTKR News, Virginia State Police. Let's see what they say. They're going to do this, and what Esau's going to do afterwards is going to say, oh, because it's bullshit, or it's just a rumor, or whatever. Okay, let's just see if they actually interview the ice cream van driver, or do they get one of their actors to, show some fucking old cracker that looks like Mr. Rogers, saying, "Oh, I sell ice cream to the children. I don't harm them," or some weird shit like that. We know what Esau's about, man. He's a scumbag.
Well, your TikTok feed probably looks a lot like this.
More
Dozens
brown
of video
children.
from everyday people suggesting children recently reported missing in Virginia are victims of
Eve is part of the problem as well. They always juice in with Esau. They go with Esau's agenda, man. If Esau's Batman, Eve is Robin.
mass abductions, but Virginia State Police say that is not the case. So here is what we can confirm. State Police, who oversees reports of missing people in the entire state, says 88 children were reported missing statewide last week.
Wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And there's always truth to this, because we know what America's about, man. We know what this world is about. 80 kids running away. How stupid do you think we are? All in a week, by the way. All 80 kids just fucking ran off in out of one neighborhood the same week or whatever. Did they all decide to run away together? Where the fuck would 50 plus kids go with no jobs or money run away to? Exactly. Here's a problem. I don't believe them. Yeah, people don't believe you media people no more. Yeah, 100 kids all just want to run away. What a coincidence. Shaking my head. This is the only video on YouTube about this. Think about that. Yeah, people are already checking out, man, if there's any other further news about this. So there's definitely, it's one of those things. So this is definitely real. Definitely real. Makes sense.
I know that number is startling, but state police say many of those children are missing because they ran away from home, and usually they return home not long after being reported missing. That said, state police say they have no evidence that the children recently reported missing are victims of any abduction ring, and they doubled down saying,
Look at that, all the pictures they're showing. Who are they showing? All right, children. What are they using children for? Especially the Israelite child. Body parts, your melanin, your blood, because life is in the blood, right? And Esau likes to drink it. When according to our scriptures, you're not even supposed to consume nothing bloody, not even lawful meat. But Esau is a foul motherfucker, man. You know? drinking human blood, fucking eating animals that are unclean. That's their nature, man.
There is no evidence of an abduction ring at all. Now, reports of
no evidence of an abduction ring when there's fucking news coming out every day. When we have those ish people that were the black cats that that had tunnels, underground tunnels with the children's high chairs and baby high chairs. I don't know what you call them in America, but we call them high chairs over here, where you put a baby inside in one of them high chairs, and and you tie their seatbelt thing on, right, and you feed them, right. They had several of those underneath the ground. What happened about that? There's no evidence, and most of these are just these reports are failed actors anyway, and this is just a job for them. They don't give a fuck.
of children missing because they ran away from home usually increases in the spring and summer. However, this is not to downplay the importance of finding them. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children told me about the dangers those children face in a previous special report.
Anyway, let's see what Wax is saying.
Authorities in Virginia, they're saying that the recent missing child figures are consistent with typical weeks. Typical weeks. How many children is that every single week going missing? 88 reports of children going missing per week in Virginia. And they're saying that's normal. Actually, I got it wrong. It's not 88, it's 98. 98 on average, 98 children go missing every single week. And because that week when these conspiracy claims were being made, there was only 88 children at that point that was claims to be missing, they said, well, we haven't even reached the averages yet, because our averages are 98. It's only 88. We'll be talking about this ice cream van going around stealing dozens of children. I mean, that's bad within itself. 98 kids on average going missing within Virginia, the United States of America, each and every week. That's close to 400 children per month.
There you go. Close to 400 children per month, man. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Esau, that's their blessing, the sword. This is their nature. All right? Because even when the first so-called white man that had power, I believe it was Alexander the Greek, what happened when he came to power? Evils were multiplied upon the earth. Paraphrasing one of the scriptures. So this is their nature, all right? And they got other heathens involved and some of our sellout people involved as well, which I wouldn't really call out people. They just, you got basically sellouts involved as well. It's just sick. But mainly this is a so-called white man and the heathens, man. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay, they've been doing that. All right. Stealing fields, taking fields by violence, taking homes away, everything. They took everything away from us. Everything. They oppressed our heritage, pursuant to Psalms 83. And they still do this today. What does Klaus Schwab say? You will own nothing and be happy. All right. And well, basically, then people are going to think that, okay, if I want to own something, I need to take the charagma. And they're going to take the charagma, which is a CHIP. And they've been doing that. And they're going to continue to do this. And they're going to do that again. You're going to have your next door neighbor trying to take your house, cover your house with violence when all hell breaks loose. All right. So this with the children going missing, right, is going to be another catalyst, man. I don't know why they're just focusing on Virginia alone, because Virginia, I guess, is a very rural area, and I'm sure they've got tons of underground tunnels there in those kind of parts of the world, where Esau's got that, man. Esau's got like proper infrastructure, buildings, rooms, hot and cold running water, dungeons in these fucking in these underground places and mountains. Esau's got all that, man. They show you that what they show you in the movies is just the tip of the iceberg. They got technology, man, and I believe they're at least 1,000 years ahead in terms of technology. What they have, okay, those Iron Man suits that they show you on movies, they got that shit for real, man. All right. Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, this is that mark. We already seen Muskie do it in June, which was the 6th month this year. All right, and we've seen other further advancements. People taking it in their hand willingly at the moment, and they're going to cause many things to happen where people will be pushed into a corner, and or through a fear factor, a catalyst, right? They'll be pushed in that direction to CHIP themselves and their children. Okay, and mothers, a woman's emotions would sort of push her her other half or her husband or boyfriend in the direction of getting the whole family CHIP'd for safety, you know? Because sometimes a nagging woman, a lot of men say, you know what, just shut her up, let's just get this damn thing done, get it done out of the way, you know? So this is definitely something that, uh, is coming on the horizon. This is going to be another factor that will entice people to take it. But anyway, I just thought it was kind of a, it's kind of a scary story, from those, for those with children, and for those in general as well, because they're kidnapping adults as well. Um, and it's interesting as to why, is only not much news on it, and damn near, like Wax said, that Jake's channel, he has some good news shit on there. He says damn near 400 children a month, in just one area alone. Doesn't make sense, does it? So man, this shit is real, man. Some wild things are going on. We're in a very evil world. All right, be circumspect, man. Be circumspect and keep your head on a swivel. All right. So anyway, I thought it was interesting where this could be used as a catalyst to push the CHIP, man. All right, the Karagma, the Revelation 13:16. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashrala, Shalom.